I started a business with Chat GPT. I asked for the business plan, for the marketing plan. We brainstormed the name together. Check all of that in this video. And basically, it's a personalized newsletter. It's powered by AI and it writes articles and things about topics you choose. You can check it here. But here are the 6 things that I learned in the meantime, and some of them would have been really nice to consider before I actually start all that thing. First, think as an entrepreneur, not as a technician. In the book Image Revisited by Michael Gerber, I definitely recommend this book. He's talking about how all of us start a business or become entrepreneurs because we start as technicians. And what does it mean, technician? It doesn't mean necessarily that you're a software developer. You could be baking pies, you could be a designer, and that's the technical work that you do. And at a certain moment, you decide that you're gonna start a business. But then you actually need to do completely different things. You do not need to do as much of the technical work that you used to be doing. You need to do business-related things. You need to keep the accounting going okay, you need to check your finance, you need to check for what space, physical space do you need to work on, for example. You have to check your goals and priorities, and there's just so much to it that, in fact, the work you were doing before is very likely that you're not going to be doing after when you become an entrepreneur. So you have to have that change of mindset. You have to think as an entrepreneur and you have to start researching these things before you even start working on it. Otherwise, it would be quite challenging. Number 2, identify the key objectives that need to be achieved. Think about what are your goals? Where do you want this business to be in a year? In 5 years, in 10 years? What is your personal drive to do it? Number 3, don't do it alone. If possible, involve other people with it. So also consider from the very beginning how many people you would need to have this project running. Most investors and business accelerators look for a team of founders for a reason. And then think about the entire team that needs to build that product or service. For example, in my case, I had my wife helping with the content and the design when we started with the newsletter. And then we added also a software developer, a designer, and a project manager that was also doing proofreading, just for one newsletter. It seemed so simple in the beginning, but actually we became a team and we had to work together as a team in order to deliver what we're delivering today. So try to figure all these things out from the beginning, think what people you need to involve. That would be way better than if you just start and try to do everything by yourself. Trust me. Number 4, think about the market. And when I say market, I mean think about the customers. What do they really want? Are you serving their needs? Are you building something that they really want? Are you solving a problem for someone? Or are you just jumping on the next cool thing, which is an AI or blockchain or NFT, just because it's trendy? Number 5, identify the buyer persona. In the book Disciplined Entrepreneurship by Bill Ollett, I could not highlight enough how nice this book is. I think you should definitely check it out. He's putting so much effort on the buyer persona, on the people that are gonna use that tool that you want to build, or that product that you want to build, or that service that you want to build. Because identifying the key buyer persona is gonna help you identify what product you wanna build or what service you wanna build. For the AI newsletter, for example, we did it already twice and we are doing it 3rd time because we see that there are things we can improve and there are things we can change in order to serve better our buyer persona. Number 6, define a business model. And business model is not pricing. A business model is a framework by which you extract from your customers some portion of the value that your product creates for them. It is the idea that the amount of money your venture gets paid is how much value that customer gets from your product. And it's not just some arbitrary markup based on your costs. There are some key factors to consider when you're designing your business model. Think about, again, your customers. Think about your competition. Check what are they doing. Check how much they're charging for the services and what services they're actually charging for. Think about the distribution. What would be your distribution channel? What would be the incentive for the customer to use the different methods that you could deliver that product or service? Think about the value creation. When I talk about value creation and capturing, I think one of the best sources for that is the book of Alex Hormozi, $100 Million Offers, which I think you should definitely check. He defines value with this formula, which is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divide it by the time delay and the effort and sacrifice. So essentially, you want to increase the upper two and you want to decrease the lower two. What does it mean? You want to increase the dream outcome that the customer would think that they would get by using your service. Then the value for them would go higher. Increase the perceived likelihood of achievement, which means you're going to show that your service is going to be very successful for them. And you want to decrease the time delays and the efforts and sacrifice. That means your customer should experience less time delays or should get things faster and should be having less effort and less bothering, basically, by using your service or product. If you combine those 4 parameters together and you optimize for them, it means that you can create a lot of value for the customer. And that means that you can also capture a lot of value from the customer. Okay, that's all for today. If you're interested in AI news and tools and side hustles, you can check this video. Talk to you soon. Ciao.